Welcome to the Tristan Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law. Today, I am joined by a rising star in pro wrestling. His name is Timid Tamir Gibbs. He's been wrestling since 2021 with 279 matches underneath his belt and counting. Tonight, he is challenging for the ECPW Television Championship title. And later this month, he'll be in action at Pro Wrestling Magic's Back from Vacation. We'll talk about his journey, what drives him, and get to know him much better. Everybody, at this time, I would like to welcome Timid Tamir Gibbs to the Tristan Law Show. Tamir, welcome to the Tristan Law Show. How's it going?
Hello, everyone. How's it going? I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I haven't seen you in such a long time. We did talk for a little bit before the show started, and you told me that you need to get your hit back for the time that I hit you in the ring. So, I don't apologize for that, but for right now, we're not talking about that. We're just going to move on, but I'm so glad that I finally got you on the show. Tamir, are you ready to let the world know who you are?
Yes, and I'll do my best, too. I'm still scared, but, we got to do this.
Well, you are Timid Tamir Gibbs. They didn't give you the name Timid because they were running out of names, but I think you'll be all right today.
Okay, thank you.
So, Tamir, what inspired you to pursue a career in professional wrestling?
So I've been watching it since I was like 4 years old. Like it was just a random time, just scrolling through TV, and I just happened to come across SmackDown when I got home from school, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" I believe I saw Rey Mysterio on the screen, and I saw him jumping around, jumping on ropes, top ropes, and top turnbuckles, and doing all the flips, hurricanranas. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." I said, "I want to try that." And then I was watching like the Hardys and Lita, and like basically all the high flying actions got me into watching wrestling. I was like, "I want to do that." I said that looks very fun.
I mean, I think it's pretty fun. There's other things that we could have chosen to do with our body, but we chose pro wrestling. So knowing that you are a lover for anime and you love video games, how did video games and anime play into your love for pro wrestling and got you where you are today?
Okay, so a lot of animes I watch, like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, and every other anime I've watched over my life, it's like the main character, he really wants to be something when he grows up, and he won't stop at nothing until he gets it. So I was like, that's like something I want to do. And like those characters I relate to heavily, like especially with Naruto, like he wants to be a Hokage when he grows up, and he's like, I'm not going to give up at all. I want to do everything I can in order to be Hokage. That's like with me. Like I say, I want to be a pro wrestler, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to give up until I get that. I was like, I'm going to keep training and freaking study and to see where I can go from there.
So now when you say study, a lot of people who aren't wrestlers, they don't understand. Explain to them what you mean by study.
Basically I was just like watching matches, see what they do. I mean, at times I was like little trying to study, see what they do. It wasn't really good for me, but I was like, just see what they do, how they do it. It wasn't until like 2017 where I was actually like doing a little bit more research on how it was done. So I was like, yeah. So hopefully I explained that right.
Nah, you did good. You see, for me, the studying was huge for me. Like, so for me, I always emulated myself, or in my head, I emulated myself after Randy Orton, Triple H, and Edge. I love Triple H's storytelling, the way he told stories in the ring. I love the way that Randy Orton told stories in the ring and used his face and body to tell the story. And I loved how Edge used his face to tell stories in the ring. And I always tried to embody that within myself. So, Tamir, who were some of your, inspirations or your idols growing up in pro wrestling, and how did they shape your style in the ring?
Well, I was very big on women's wrestling, so the main two I watched was Trish and Lita, because back then, they didn't have many matches, or like a lot of long matches back then on WWE, and they were doing a lot of stuff like you don't really see women do at the time, and I just thought that was pretty cool. And also their characters kind of resonate with me. I was like, I think I could relate to them a lot more than the male characters in WWE. So it was really inspiring watching them on my screen.
So for me, one of the things that I always looked forward to is I always liked to see when I saw like black wrestlers on the TV, and they weren't many for me. There was nobody I could really like invest myself into, so I was investing myself into Stone Cold, and that's why I got into a lot of trouble in the school. But can you share a bit about your pro wrestling training in ECPW? You've been wrestling for about 3 years now. What's been the most challenging aspect of your training?
Can you say that one more time?
I said that you've been wrestling for about 3 years now with ECPW. That's where you started. What's been the most challenging part about your training so far in the ring?
I believe the most challenging part was, well, for one, flip bumping, because I feel like I'm cursed when it comes to flip bumping. Because whenever I flip, my body just turns. So I just like a key, it just turned that way, and I'm like, oh God. But I think the hardest part in training was let's see. Try not to overthink.
I think overthinking is definitely a big one for a lot of us. We just think way too much into it.
Yeah, it's like you think about like what to do. It's like just do it. Just do it. Just feel it. It's like you're cooking. Just like go with feeling.
And I think that as well too. When you do it more so often, you get much better. It requires a lot less thinking. Like I never forget the time that I had to wrestle somebody that was a big star, and he didn't want to talk about nothing going into the ring, and I was very, I guess I'm not trying to steal your gimmick, but I was a little timid getting into the ring. But once I got in there and I just stopped thinking and just went with the flow, it went real easy for me. But everyone, if you're enjoying this conversation so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. That way you'll never miss out on an episode or interviews that I do here on the Tristan Law Show. I've got so much great content coming on the way, and I don't want you to miss it. Tamir, we're sitting here with Timid Tamir Gibbs. He's a pro wrestler. He's wrestling tonight for ECPW at the television taping. And Tamir, right now you have 279 matches and counting underneath your belt since 2021. What have been some of the most memorable moments or matches in your career so far?
So far, like recently, I got finished doing a best of 7 with Drew Marston. That's actually one of my favorites right now because like I never did such a long series before, and it was pretty hard hitting. Pretty interesting, very back and forth. So that's like my top favorite moment. And also just growing in the ring, like doing like matches like week after week. It's just a good experience gaining. Left and right.
I think as compared to other wrestlers, because of your position in ECPW, you are a part of the ring crew. I'm not sure if you're still a part of the ring crew, but you got the illustrious job of driving the ring truck for Gina Caruso. Don't worry, I've done it as well too, and I've done it more times than I can count on my fingers, and I never had an issue with it. But because of that, you get the opportunity to get a lot more reps than most people would get at wrestling schools. You're probably wrestling every single weekend.
Most definitely, yes.
Who's been your favorite person to be in the ring with so far?
Well, I said his name for Drew Marston. Another one is Alex Ryman, Buddy Thomas. There's a couple more. John Tella, and Marcos, the person who I'm facing tonight. And let's see, who else can I put in there? Someone else is actually Trey Felipe.
I think you picked out some very good names. Those are up and coming names in the industry right now in the Northeast. If you don't know who they are, Alex Ryman, but Buddy Thomas, Drew Marston, John Tella, all those names that you named, they're up and coming people in the Northeast. And I think that you should definitely know who they are, just like you are going to know who Tamir is by the time that we are finished. Tamir, how do you stay motivated and continue to, push yourself, forward and improve yourself with such an intense schedule?
Well, watching anime, listening to game soundtracks, inspirational game soundtracks. Basically just hyping myself up every 5 seconds and just drawing on my sketchbook whenever I get nervous.
So that last part again, I'm sorry?
drawing in my sketchbook whenever I get really scared.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that you sketch. You do the anime style sketches.
Yeah.
That's dope. How did you get into that?
Well, I've been drawing since freaking pre-K. I don't know. I just like picked up like a crayon and saw some paper, and I just saw like anime characters. Like I just want to draw it, and then I actually wanted to become a comic book. I want to make comic books when I was younger, and I was like just drawing, and that just everything just continued from there.
Well, you know what?
It's pretty cool. Like, can you imagine like a ECPW anime? Like that would be awesome.
Maybe you could probably design one of the posters in the future. But one of the things that I want everybody watching to understand that even though you said you pick up a crayon, you started with a crayon, like your work is pretty good. Your work is pretty good. Hold on. In the chat, I think you just made a new friend. Your new friend is Levy McDaniel. Levy says, hey, Tristan, enjoying the show. I've been an indie wrestler for 17 plus years and a big fan of anime and games. A new best friend? Maybe.
Hey.
Maybe. So do you incorporate thank you very much for watching, Livy. Tamir, do you incorporate any anime or video game play into your persona? Explain to everybody who Timid Tamir Gibbs is.
Let's see. Well, there's a few. I try to incorporate into my moves, kind of like the I know I don't really do as much anymore. Where I do like the freaking palm strikes. I kind of got that from E Honda from Street Fighter, and let's see, my shrieks that I kind of make that it won't come out naturally, but I forgot there's a character that shrieks whenever they do stuff. He's always and whenever he's fighting, he just screams all over the place, and so I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, yeah, there's like a lot of freaking game characters I can't really name right now that I incorporate in my moveset.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. See, and your gear as well too. You have an anime a face on there, and if I had $1 to bet, I would say that is you and that you drew it yourself.
Well, yeah, you can earn that dollar there. But yeah, freaking yeah, I drew up the gear. I was wondering, I was like, what kind of symbol should I put on there? I was like, I was like thinking of many different symbols. Like, should I just put like a freaking just a T up there, or? But I was like, no, I just draw an anime chibi version of my face. I was like, that would be cute.
You see, you're a lot luckier than I am. When I started wrestling, you know, I had a big L on the front because I wore trunks and I wore like lower pants, so I had an L on the front. Use your imagination, people to the front. And then eventually I was like, man, I tried to stay away from the police thing, and I just felt like I couldn't like stay away from it. So I got a badge put on it. You know, people used to be like, why do you always have your badge there? Mind your business. So if you're in Richfield Park, New Jersey, make sure that you catch the ECPW Adrenaline taping tonight at the Phil Sheridan Building. The action kicks off at 7 p.m. with tickets $12 at the door. You'll see Trey Felipe defend the ECPW heavyweight title, plus a thrilling 6-man tag team match. And of course, don't miss our guest, Timid Tamir Gibbs, as he challenges for the ECPW television title against Marcos. It's going to be an incredible night of action. Tamir, you've got an upcoming match like we talked about tonight against Marcos. What can fans expect from you at the show?
You can expect a good slap here and there. Cause, you know, I love slapping people. Even though I do feel bad about it. But, you know, my slap is my most critical move. So you can expect me to slap Marcos around.
But I've wrestled Marcos as well too, and I think Marcos might slap you around. Like, what if he slaps you back?
Listen, Marcos ain't faster than me. I could bottom weave, freaking like a little like.
You know, maybe I gotta get Marcos on here, because I remember what Marcos used to look like when he first started, and he came back, you know, chiseled up and built like a brick shit house. But okay, so Tamir, you're also scheduled to wrestle for Pro Wrestling Magic as well too in a couple weeks. Let me show everybody the poster so they can see what it looks like. Yep, you're wrestling for Pro Wrestling Magic back from vacation, taking place in the same exact place as the ECPW show tonight at the Phil Sheridan Building at 106 Bergen Avenue, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. And we got Sonny Kiss, formerly of AEW, on the card. We got one of my good friends who I came up with, Steve Off, on the card. We have Alex Ryman, who you came up with who you come up with right now, and Becca, who was actually on season 1 of the Tristan Law show. So know that you wrestle for different promotions, Tamir. What are some styles that you adapt to the different companies, because everybody has different companies in those wrestles? How do you adapt that different style depending on the promotion or the opponent?
So what I noticed, like when joining Pro Wrestling Magic, I noticed the crowd's a bit more different than how it is ECPW. So I just I still act like myself, but I don't know. I try to like tune up the intensity a bit more, if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense to me, because I've wrestled for Pro Wrestling Magic one time, and it is a different fan base from Pro Wrestling Magic. Pro Wrestling Magic, I would feel like they're more of an crowd that likes AEW. They like solid wrestling with a sprinkled in of storytelling, versus ECPW, which features a lot of like the old school. It features a lot of storytelling, a lot of sports entertainment. So yeah, you definitely have to please the crowd when you are wrestling in Pro Wrestling Magic versus ECPW.
Yes, most definitely.
So what are some of your short-term goals, and what are some of your long-term goals in pro wrestling?
Well, some goals I have for the future is to branch out a bit more and try and be on more promotions as time goes on, and also like update my move set a bit, and also like still try to find just finding other promotions really to grow and like put my name out there.
So,
and also in more states.
When you say like promotions, are you talking about AEW? Are you talking about WWE? Call them out. Call these promotions out by name. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I do want to make it to like AEW, WWE, Ring of Honor, TNA, like whatever comes first. I definitely will be on that. But yeah, but also like those are like my big term goals. But also I'm trying to go in other promotions like Wrestling Open, and let's see, yeah, Wrestling Open's another one I really want to go on. Like I need to make a field trip for that. But yeah, that's like one of the main ones I want to try.
So okay, so we know promotions that you're looking to work with. What about some wrestlers? What wrestlers do you want to get in the ring with? Call them out right now on the Tristan Law Show.
Main one, my mother, Sonny Kiss. I want to be in the ring with her. Like go against her. Like that's my main goal. Like I want to say Sonny Kiss. And let's see. Like, there's so many. Well, let's just say Sonny Kiss is the main one I want to face so far.
I do want to say though, I think that I love Sonny. I was in one of Sonny's first matches, and I didn't know until she reminded me that I was in one of her first matches. But I think, and I'm just going to say this now so that the whole entire universe hears, I think that AEW dropped the ball with Sonny Kiss, and they could have put you in there as Sonny Kiss's little protege. You love Trish Stratus so much, you could have been the Mickey James type character to the whole story.
Oh my. Maybe.
Hey, but you know what though? They dropped the ball. Maybe somebody else will figure that out. What's something that fans might be surprised to learn about Timid Tamir Gibbs? Do you have a hidden talent or passion outside of pro wrestling?
Let's see. Other passion I have is really just art outside of pro wrestling. Like I'm learning how to do animation, and also I'm trying to learn how to get into voice acting. So those are two couple passions I have that's outside of pro wrestling.
Voice acting is something that I want to get into as well too. But I just have this accent of Jamaican American and New York and professionalism, and I just can't figure out how to make them work. So hopefully you'll have a lot much more luck than I am. Tamir, if you could wrestle any anime character in any fantasy match, who would it be and why?
Oh gosh, let's see. Wrestling any anime character. Let's see. Well, I gotta be realistic because I know most of them would probably kill me. But let's see. I would probably have to say, you know what? Screw it. I'll say Goku. I think I could take him on.
Well, I think that you would die because
Oh,
because Goku would do the thing and like the whole world would turn black and his hair would turn all kind of colors and you'll just be like a skeleton standing there just like fried, not know what to do with yourself.
listen, I know his weakness. I know he loves food. I just got distracted with some food, and then I'll go for the kill.
I see what you're saying. So you're pretty much saying, feed Goku, give Goku the itis, and just take advantage of Goku.
I guess you can put it like that.
So, Tamir, you've been wrestling for about 3 years. So I think 3 years is a pretty short time. But however, in that 3 years, you've done a lot in 3 years. So I think that this would be the perfect question for you to help inspire somebody else. What advice would you give to someone that wants to break into the pro wrestling business and doesn't know where to start?
Actually, but I would pretty much say just go for it. Really, like if you think you want to, like if you believe you want to try for pro wrestling, just go for it. Because it's best to say that you actually went for it instead of not going for it at all. And like it's scary at first, but like you'll learn to get used to it, and it's pretty fun. Like the best decision you'll make in your life.
I think so. I think if you have a passion for pro wrestling, I think that everybody should make a try for it. I think that, maybe some people are better cut for different roles in the pro wrestling business. It may not for them to be a wrestler, but if it is your passion of something that you want to do, I think that you should do it. But if you're enjoying this conversation so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. That way you'll never miss out on any new episodes or interviews. One of the big episodes that we have running right now that everybody's still watching is what AEW is not doing right and why they are not crushing it in the world of pro wrestling. So yeah, you don't want to miss anything that I do here in the Tristan Law Show. But Tamir, looking ahead, what do you see as the next big milestone in your career?
Please say it one more time.
I said, what is the next big milestone that you're looking forward to in your career?
Let's see. In my career, my next big milestone is basically just trying to make it into one of the big promotions.
Talking about like WWE or something like that.
Yeah, like WWE, AEW, or if I can go, I do want to go to Japan someday, so I do want to wrestle there.
You know what? Maybe
Maybe
you'd be perfect for that because your love for anime. Maybe you just live in Japan. I'll find you in 10 years.
I would love to.
I'll find you in a couple years and you only speak Japanese now. I'm like, damn, Tamir, you don't remember me anymore, but all right.
No, trust me, I'll remember everybody.
So, Tamir, tell everybody how they can find you on social media when they'll be looking for you.
Okay. Well, I have Instagram, Twitter or X, and TikTok, all at Timid Tamir Gibbs. All three. Oh, also YouTube, Timid Tamir Gibbs.
and what can we more or less find on your YouTube channel? What are you doing on YouTube?
On my YouTube channel so far is mainly all my matches so far, but hopefully someday I'm still trying to see what I can do. I'm trying to input some art or video games on my channel, so I'm still working on that. But yeah, but mostly you can see my matches that I have.
All right, well that's something to look forward to. So Tamir, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day on this random Friday for joining me. For everybody that's watching, make sure you join me for the next live episode. The next live episode is going to be on September 24th, where we dive deep into the history of WWE Bad Blood. It's going to be a great conversation, especially if you're a fan of classic WWE. Plus, we'll have more interviews with more amazing guests just like Tamir. We've got the ECPW show that I want you to check out. That ECPW show is going to be featuring Timid Tamir Gibbs tonight. So if you're not doing anything, go on to Ridgefield Park and check that out. That's tonight. Tickets are $12 at the door. And also you can go check out Pro Wrestling's Magic live. They're going to be live, and they are back from vacation. I think that I know why they used the name back from vacation. Good job, Steve. So yeah, definitely I want to thank you, Tamir, for being here today. And I wish you the best in your pro wrestling career.
Oh, well, thank you for having me as well. I'm honored to be on here.
Thank you very much, everyone. This is the Tristan Law Show. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you next time. I'll be back in a couple of days. Got a little bit of work to do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. That's most important. That's a compliment. It lets me know that you like what you saw today. Tell a friend. Don't make this a secret. This is the Tristan Law Show, and I'm Tristan Law. That was Tamir Gibbs, and I'll see you next time.